Can we talk about something I think a lot of women secretly feel but almost never say out loud? It's when you look at your life and think, I should be further along than this. You tell yourself you should have lost more weight by now. You should be more disciplined. You should have your routine figured out. You should be happier and you should have healed already. You should have accomplished so much more. And because you don't see these massive changes, you think nothing is happening. You think you're failing, that maybe you're just one of those people who never follows through. That this is just life now. And what hurts the most isn't that you're not trying, it's that you are trying. You're making the changes, you're getting back up, and you're showing up. It's on your mind constantly. But because the results aren't dramatic, you wonder if any of it is actually working. That thought process is exhausting. Because deep down, you're afraid you're doing all of this for nothing. You're afraid that maybe you'll always be the woman who has to keep starting over. That you'll always struggle and never really change. And I want you to know something. You're not alone and you're not crazy. Hey, I'm Bev and this is the Restart Life Mama. This space is for moms who are rebuilding their lives. So let me tell you the reason you feel this way. Somewhere along the way, perfection taught you to only celebrate the big things, and survival mode taught you to focus on what's wrong. Meanwhile, disappointment taught you not to get your hopes up. So your brain became really good at noticing what still needs fixing, and terrible at noticing what is already growing. So you don't see the water that you drank, and you don't see the promise that you kept. You don't even see the way you speak to yourself differently now. You don't see the consistency that would have seemed impossible a year ago. You don't see the courage it took to start again. You don't see the roots that have been growing, because roots grow underground. And underground growth doesn't look impressive. It looks really slow. It's quiet and it's unseen. But unseen doesn't mean insignificant. And that's a realization that changed me for this week. Healing isn't always dramatic. Transformation doesn't hit you all of a sudden. You change before you feel changed. You're becoming her long before you recognize her. Because healing isn't about becoming some brand new person. It's you becoming someone stronger and wiser. Someone with deeper roots. God doesn't waste what you've been through. He uses it. And roots always come before the fruit. One day you'll wake up and not feel like you're behind. You'll have trust in yourself again. You won't need perfection to feel proud, and your kids watch their mom get back up and do the thing. Imagine one day looking in the mirror and seeing confidence and hope instead of disappointment. You're living with peace instead of pressure and realizing that growth isn't fast, but it is so beautiful. Because that's what's possible. Not someday and not when you finally have it all together, but right here and right now. In the middle of the messy process, and the woman you've become isn't the woman who does everything perfectly. She's the woman who keeps going, the woman who notices progress and keeps promises to herself. She gives herself grace instead of quitting because she knows that results are slow. You are not starting over from scratch. You are starting with experience. You are not broken, you're rebuilding, and you absolutely do not need to change your whole life this week. You don't need 12 new habits or another perfect plan. You need one small, real step. Take the walk, read the page, pray the prayer, write for 5 minutes, go to bed a little earlier. Celebrate that one tiny victory, then do it again tomorrow, because tiny things become roots, and roots become strong, and strength becomes fruit. And one day you'll look back and realize you weren't stuck or failing or even behind. God was growing something in you that couldn't be rushed. Something deeper, something stronger, something that needed some time. Because the most beautiful things He creates spend a long time underground before they bloom. And maybe that's where you are right now. You're not buried, you're being planted. You're not forgotten or stuck, you're taking root and you're growing. And when harvest season comes, your fruit will be there for everyone to see. Not because you were perfect or forced it, but because you kept showing up in the quiet places. And the woman who rises from those ashes, she won't just have fruit. She'll have roots deep enough to sustain her. And that kind of growth is worth waiting for. I'll see you next week.